Jenna's Devil's Food Chocolate Oasis Pie. This comes to us on page 83 of Sugar Butter Flour, the official Waitress pie book, under the section Chocolate and Nut Pies. For the entire month of March, I am going to be making recipes that will be celebrating the birth of my nephew. The first 3 weeks of March will be recipes dedicated to Old Joe, the owner of the diner Jenna works, and pretty much the only person that has ever been a compassionate father figure to her. And this Devil's Food Chocolate Oasis Pie is Old Joe's favorite pie that Jenna has ever made, calling it downright expert, the culinary equivalent of reading a good book. Pretty high praise from an old man who lived a long, crazy life. Let's go, honey. We need a chocolate cookie crust. Downshift. Butter. Mix it up. Plate it up. Chill this for 15 minutes and then bake at 350 for 10 minutes, letting it cool completely. In a small bowl, we need to put in a half cup of strawberry preserves and 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Stir it up till smooth. Pour the mixture in the crust. Spread it on the bottom in an even layer, and then put this in the fridge to set for a bit. Now let's chop up some chocolate. We need 7 ounces of the bittersweet stuff. Place the chopped chocolate into a bowl. Set the chocolate aside for a bit, because now we have to make creme pâte. We need 2/3 of a cup of sugar, 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch, half a teaspoon of salt, and the yolks of 4 eggies. Whisk it up, and then gradually whisk in 3 cups of whole milk. Bring this to a boil over medium heat, whisking constantly. Fire! Once the mixture is boiling, bring the heat down to a bare simmer and keep whisking for 1 minute. Dump in the chocolate, along with 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we stir it up until everything is melted and smooth. Pass the creme pâte through a fine mesh sieve. Use a rubber spatula to get out the stragglers. Butter up a piece of parchment paper and press it up against the top of the chocolate. Prevents a skin from forming on the top. Let this come to room temperature, then pour it into the pie shell. Place this baby in the fridge for an additional 6 hours to set. Time to make some chocolate-covered strawberries. But first, the chocolate. Throw in a heaping tablespoon of shortening into a heat-proof bowl, along with 1 cup of chalky chips. Microwave this in 30-second intervals, stirring in between. And just keep on stirring it until all of the chocolate is melted and smooth. Slice up 16 of the prettiest looking strawberries you got. After they've been washed and dried pretty good, stab them with a toothpick, dip a little ways in the chocolate, and then place them all onto a parchment or wax paper lined plate. And then let the strawberries chill in the fridge for a half hour. Slice up any remaining strawberries you may have. Place some of the strawberries into a bowl and get them crushed up. We only need 1/3 of a cup worth of this stuff, because we're going to fold them into whipped cream. 1 cup of chilled heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Beat to firm peaks. And add in the crushed strawberries. We have to fold them in. Spread that strawberry whipped cream onto the pie. And finally, top it off with the chocolate-covered strawberries. And there you have it. Jenna's Devil's Food Chocolate Oasis Pie. This pie is definitely very chocolate forward for sure. And the bitterness of the chocolate is actually richened a little bit by the balsamic of the strawberry preserve layer. If you can, try to get a bite of a chocolate covered strawberry with the rest of the pie. It actually brightens up the bitterness of the chocolate with the tanginess of the fruit. Alright, so I'm going to use a descriptor for this pie that I haven't used for any of these other pies before. And you're going to think me stupid for it, but I would describe this pie as eatable. Not eatable as in edible. Eatable as in it's a nice, delicious, serviceable recipe that hopefully you'll be able to come back to time and again. And I think that's why this pie in particular is Old Joe's favorite. Because Old Joe is a restaurateur who emphasizes above all else both quality and comfort. And this is a prime example of that. Be sure to get yourself a copy of Sugar Butter Flour, the official Waitress pie book, so that you too can make your own version of Jenna's Devil's Food Chocolate Oasis Pie. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Waitress Wednesday, and I'll see you in the next one.